Hi, NARC troopers. Let's come outside here onto my patio. That's not really a patio, it's a screened-in porch. See? Um, the sun is getting ready to go down. It's only about 5:30, but it's January 2022, so that's just kind of how things are. You can kind of see how the light is falling on the trees. Yeah? I want to talk to you today about saying goodbyes and letting go. I found out today that at the school where I teach, the three pretty much main heavyweight like bones of the school that are the heart and soul and brain of the school are leaving. They're leaving. They announced that today. I took it kind of hard. I think I have abandonment issues even with the people at work. And even though I understand why they need to go, I understand family has to come first, and I understand schools that are just going to be a really heavy lift and all of that. But, I think it was the last thing that was keeping me here in Austin, Texas. It was the last thing. I know when people would ask me, my kids asked me, what are you going to do when your lease is up? Because I moved out of the house that I lived in with my narcissist, and I sold it. And I used the money to buy another little place, and I'm renting it out. But, as far as roots go here in Austin, I don't have any. What I have here is history. I came here with my daughter and my husband 15 years ago, 14 years ago, something like that. And we built a life here. We bought a home. We had jobs. We rehabbed that house. The house like tripled, quadrupled in value. And it took years to do that. So now in the last 2+ years that my narcissist has been gone, it's been really hard to think of a reason to be here. I have no family here. I have a few friends, but they have lives, they have children, they have families here. So they're just not available as much as I am since I don't have anybody. And so I've always said, I've talked about this on my other podcast and on my articles that I write about how my narcissist took California from me, and everybody's thinking, wow, they're all leaving that place. Why would anybody want to go there? But it has been something that I said I was going to do for 40 years now. Pretty much 40 years. So I think I have to do it. I may fall into the sea, and I don't know how to swim. But I feel like it's something that I have to do. It's where I'm supposed to be. What is here in Texas for me? I don't know any. I mean, I don't have anything keeping me here except that job. Now that job, the people who made it, the job that I didn't want to leave, they're leaving. So it would be like starting over at a brand new school next year, only why am I here in this city? There's no reason to be here. Traffic is bad, taxes are high, people are a little, the world is unraveling. Where do I want to be? I want to be near the ocean. I don't want to be somewhere in interior California. Gosh, that sounds really horrible. But on the beach, on the part that's going to have the tsunami come and wash everybody away. So I want to tell you something about that, about moving on and leaving things behind. It's hard for people like me, and maybe like some of you who have abandonment issues and unhealthy attachment styles and all of that stuff. It's hard to have change at all. It's hard to leave things behind. I say my narcissist. He's not my narcissist. He's somebody else's narcissist now. I don't know her name. I don't need to know her name, but I know she's got a narcissist on her hands. and that a tiger doesn't change its stripes. They can't change. They won't change. It's not about you. It's about their disorder. There's a guy on Quora. His name's Robert Torbay. He's one of my favorites. I think my favorite Quora person is Sophia Bell. She's sassy and she tells it like it is, and she really has such a deep understanding of what NPD is and what it does to these people. She really gets it, and I love her. But he's a little different, and he says it's not just a disorder or a mental illness or anything, or a reaction to trauma. He says it's a surrender to evil. It's a surrender to the dark side. And yeah, I can see that. You know, we've talked about the whole black eyes thing, you know, when that they get where they don't look human. They look like reptiles or aliens or something. Yeah. That's for real. There's not hundreds of people all over the world, like all over the world. I have people that are my clients and that I talk to on my platforms, and they are people in New Zealand, Germany, the UK, Canada, all over the world. And you know what? They all report the same things. They're narcissists, manifest the exact same behaviors and symptoms. Their narcissist has those black evil eyes. So I don't know what that is. I should stop calling him my narcissist. He's the only narcissist, I think, that I've ever known. I don't want to ever know another one. Man, that's just been really brutal. But I tell you what, realizing what they are, the people who have NPD, whether it is a mental disorder, personality disorder, or whether it's just darkness and evil that has taken them over, does it really matter? I mean, the bottom line is they're not okay. They're not capable of being okay. And, you know, I know why you don't want to put it down and accept that and say it. They're not okay. They never were okay. They're never going to be okay. You know what happens when we say that? Then we start to forget. Things start to fade away. And that's scary because we're thinking, you know, there was a lot of good stuff in these relationships with these narcissists, right? They pulled you into their fantasy. Fantasies have bright colors and lights and fireworks and things, such intensity and such a feeling of organic symbiosis that, you know, how could it not be real? But it's not. So if you admit what they are, what they were the whole time they were with you, and what they will always be no matter who they're with now, if you admit that and accept it, really accept it, like that's just what it is, then you release all of it. It all starts to fade, the good and the bad. And I think that's what holds some of us back. We don't want to lose the good. We would rather have the pain and sadness because we also still have memory of all of the fantastic stuff, which wasn't even really real. It wasn't even really them. It was just ourselves being reflected back to us. So, troopers, my message for this very short video today, because I've got something to eat in the oven right now, and it's probably burning as we speak. I like crispy burnt cheese, don't you? Isn't that great? It's my favorite part of cheesy things is if it's a little bit burnt. So here's the message for the day. You have to let go, even if that means letting go of the good stuff. Life is full of unexpected things and change. You expect something's going to last forever, whether it's your marriage or your job. I stayed in one job for 27 years in the same room. I like that. I'm one of those stayers. who, even if something's kind of bad sometimes, I stick it out, I stay. And that's kind of how I felt about the school where I am. No matter what happens, no matter how bumpy it is, after coming back after that year off for COVID, teaching remotely, no matter what, we were all in it together, and I had these people that had my back and who understood, and I understood them, and they understood me, and all that, Well, they're not going to be there. And I think it's time for me to move on too. I think it's time for me to go, to accept what my ex-husband was before he met me, the whole time we were together, and what he is now today with his new persons, and what he's always going to be till the day he dies. I have to just accept that and let him go and let it fade away. Because, I try to remember my first husband from the 80s. From the 80s. And there's little bits and pieces, yeah. Very crisp, clear memory of bits and pieces. But 95% of it is pretty much gone. And it's that true with a lot of people who have crossed paths with me in my life, and of jobs that I had. I don't think about those jobs, and when I do, I just remember bits and pieces. We're at that place where we need to let these guys go, and we need to just keep whatever little bits and pieces might stick around, but for the most part, let it all just fade to black. Let it all just, like smoke, fade away in the air, blow away into thin air. They've already done that to you. They did it before they even left. They definitely did it the same day they left. Not another thought. All faded to black. Lights out. So whether we're leaving our disordered relationships behind, or whether we're leaving jobs behind, or people behind, that's something that we have to do. And we just have to accept it and try to be optimistic that the next thing that comes along is going to be better, or is going to be amazing in some way, where there will be new things to replace what we lost, so that we're not just empty-handed, like, oh my gosh, I've lost everything. No, when you empty your hands, because now we're still kind of holding on, I think, to things, to people, whatever. But if we can just let it go, then what we receive next, what God gives us, what he brings us, what he allows to come into our life, we have to trust and have faith that it's going to be great. And that's how we get through, and how we get on, and that's how we move on. So I'm going to go eat my burnt cheese, and I want to send my love to all of you. I know this journey is very hard and scary sometimes. I feel that. But we have to be brave, and we have to keep going, and we have to let go. Let go. Just let go. Let go. All right. Much love. Bye.